let's get started with tonight's conversation, which is let's talk about money. As I mentioned just a moment ago, so every March is Women's History Month, and our team, we have an amazing team of women in the office that I work out of, and we're so passionate about teaching financial literacy. We were like, let's really put together something to talk to women during this month, in recognition of Women's History Month, to talk about issues that relate to finances just for women, because our situations, as I'll share with you, are totally unique. Myself, this is, I think, my fourth women's presentation this month. Last week I hosted one where I was really talking about women's stats and very specific financial strategies. Tonight's conversation is actually a little bit different. We wanted to really talk about the opportunity for folks to get into the financial services industry, because oftentimes there are a lot of barriers, but with our company and our platform and our mission, it's open to all. And we were just like, we need more women working with us. We have so many women's issues. We need more women to just jump on board and help us, because we are not enough. I can't do it all. Everybody else, we have a group of women in our office who are online. We need more folks. And that's what this conversation is about, talking about the opportunity that you have available as a woman to get into the financial services industry and generally, create another stream of income for yourself and becoming a business professional. So again, really exciting conversation for tonight. I just want you to ground yourself and think about why you're here tonight, because I know quite a few of us sent out invitations, and we really just, in our invitations, we just said this is a conversation for women about money, but also about opportunity. And if there's something that intrigued you, it's probably because maybe you're looking for, like I said, that extra stream of income. Maybe you're tired of doing what you're doing. We hear about the great resignation, right? Like everybody's been quitting their jobs last year. They've been, we've seen teachers completely leaving education. There's a lot of changes that have been happening. I actually have an article on LinkedIn that I want to share real quickly, which actually talks about a new, I don't know what you call it, like just a new trend that's happening right now. Let me get that up for you. Oops. And I thought this was a really cool article. I think it's super timely. Called "There's New Data on Employer Brand Marketing Talent and the Great Reshuffle." So this article was written on last week on March 21st. The Great Reshuffle is happening right now. So what is that actually talking about? So the pandemic has caused millions of Americans, millions of us, to reevaluate what we want in our careers. Globally, employees are rethinking how they work, when they work, and why they work. It was so funny. It's like we've been working from home the last 2 years, right? And I was watching one of my girlfriends. She's a lawyer in New York, and she posted a video on social media, like with her eyes rolling up. She's on the train with her mask, like this is the face you make when your employer forces you to go back into work when you've been completely doing your job just fine from home for the past 2 years. So in the past year, as millions of people left their jobs in search of opportunities that provide a greater sense of purpose and more flexibility, I know for myself, flexibility is huge, huge. I come from a corporate background. And a few years ago, I got divorced. I'm a mother of 3 children. I can't even imagine going back to work right now, working for a corporate company and trying to work like a regular 9 to 5. It just simply will not match my lifestyle and the things that I need to do to take care of my children. And I think a lot of women can relate to that. We need flexibility. Talent attraction and retention has become even more critical because employers know that people are actually leaving jobs. And why? Because they're not happy. They're not happy what they're doing. People are taking the opportunity to reevaluate where they're at and where they want to be. They are reconfiguring their priorities and expectations. And a lot of individuals are also sharpening their skills. They're learning new things. They're pursuing new opportunities, which probably weren't previously available to them. So the job switching intent we saw last year is very likely just the beginning. This is a beginning of a trend that I think will continue for a really long time. And companies are really seeing that they need to do things. They need to really change things and adapt to the times to really identify how do they keep folks working for them? How are they going to compete with other opportunities? And again, maybe you're here joining in to listen to this presentation because maybe that's you. Maybe you're like, you know what, Shantae, I am looking for other things. I do have skills that I want to hone in on, and I am looking for other sources of income. So tonight is just that conversation. So when it comes to women, we know that women serve as the primary breadwinners in 40% of households. We actually own 30% of private businesses as well. And we hold 52% of management, professional, and related positions. And over 57% of women actually hold college degrees. By 2030, women are expected to receive over 30 trillion, to control over $30 trillion of financial assets in the U.S. That's a lot of money. But at a time when women are accomplishing so much, we have all these degrees, we're holding these great positions at work. Why are we not feeling empowered about our financial future? We're still not. A lot of women, especially I work with a lot of women clients, they still feel behind. They know that they have not arrived yet. And why? Well, let's talk about some statistics. We always hear about the wage gap, right? You know, women earn 82 cents for every dollar earned by a man. And I don't think this is because companies are paying men more than women. I don't really think that's the case. I think most companies are fair and equitable in their salaries and income. The reason why we end up earning less is because we're not working. We're not working as much as a man is. We're taking off days from work. We're the ones who, when our children get sick, we're the ones who leaves the office. We rush out. We're taking the kids to the hospital or going to pick them up from school. When our partners have issues, we're the ones taking care of them. They're our big babies. But also our parents. We have a lot of folks who are working or helping aging parents who need help, and we're taking time off. Women are the one doing that, not the men. Most of the women are the ones who are raising their hand. They're stepping up and they're saying, okay, I have to do these things for my family. And that causes us to have interruptions in our ability to work and our ability to earn an income. So what happens with that is that over a lifetime, we will earn less money because we're not at the job. We're not clocking in, earning that paycheck. It will actually cause us, statistics show, will cause us to lose or to earn less than $450,000 less money over our lifetimes than men. We have 12 fewer years in the workforce as well, because again, we typically tend to leave the workforce, which ultimately results in lifetime earnings over our entire lifetime. So why is that? Why is that important? Why does it even matter? Because even when we get to our retirement age, we actually even collect less money in Social Security. Women will typically receive 80% in Social Security benefits compared to what the man would receive. And it's because of these interruptions. It's because we're not making enough. We can't even qualify for the most retirement benefits that we are actually earned, that are owed to us through our government. So that's a big deal. That's why women need help with their finances. We also know that long-term care is a major concern for a lot of women as well. They probably don't even know it. Statistics say that 70% of people over age 65 will probably qualify or need some type of long-term care service. And I really hope that you're one of the 30% who won't need it. But there's a greater opportunity, there's a greater chance that you probably will need this. And you'll need the coverage to take care of yourself if you need that. In addition to us needing long-term care, we live longer than men. We live so much longer than men. And I heard statistics. I didn't actually get the exact statistic. I think we live about 7 to 8 years longer than men. So if we live a longer life, what do we need? We need money to take care of ourselves in that longer life. We typically will need more long-term care than men. And the most unfortunate statistic is that we're generally less able to afford those long-term care statistics. Marianne put in the chat, she says, talking about interruptions, as a mom. I know she's a working mother, saying that most of the time she's the one who has to take the days off from work when anyone in the household is sick to help her parents. That's a reality that a lot of us deal with. So again, please engage and share your story in the chat. We definitely want to hear that. So according to a recent retirement literacy survey, 89% of women are not literate about retirement. And I can attest to that for sure. Many people think that retirement is an age. They're like, oh, I've been working for this company. When I hit, this age, then I'm done. I'll retire, which could be the case. That you'll qualify for, pensions or certain benefits at that time. But the reality of the matter is, if you had enough money saved, you can retire at any age. It's not just an age. It's really about how much money you have saved. And a lot of folks don't even know if they have enough money to even retire, to pull that trigger. Because we don't want you going back to work because you ran out of money in retirement. Yeah, Joanne said a lot of women especially have to take care of a parent. I think that's a huge, I'm grateful I'm not at that position just yet, but I've seen it. I remember when my grandmother had, she was dying from ovarian cancer. 2 of my aunties quit their jobs to take care of her so my grandmother could pass with dignity, because she didn't want anyone else, changing her undergarments and cleaning her. Luckily my family was able to do that for her. But we have to think. 43% of women are not comfortable with investment risk due to the COVID-19 crisis. I think women, I'll talk about in a few slides as well, women are very scared to invest their money. They really are. They're like, I know I want to grow my money, but I don't know what to do. I don't know what decisions to make. They're very scared because they don't have the knowledge, one, and they shouldn't. I mean, if this isn't your business or livelihood, no one expects you to be a stock market expert. But, a lot of folks are, women are not growing their wealth at the same time because they're not taking on some of that risk. 70% of us are concerned about guaranteed retirement income. I shared in my women's presentation last week that when you retire, again, whenever you're able to, the number one question you really have to determine is, will I have enough money to come in paying my, month-to-month retirement expenses? That's really the question. And then you look at, okay, what guaranteed sources of income will I have? Whether that's from Social Security, whether that's from a pension you might have, or are you able to, create your own source of a lifetime income through maybe a product like an annuity or different strategies. At the end of the day, we need to look at creating that guaranteed retirement income. 73% of women do not have a plan to fund for long-term care needs. And I think that's a really scary statistic. I was telling a story yesterday at a presentation that I did. I had a client, I was working with an advisor who had a really wealthy client. This is when I first got into the industry. She saved millions of dollars. She was an aggressive saver, a single woman, saved millions of dollars. But because she did not have any long-term care insurance in place for herself, she ended up, she was one of that 70% of women who needed long-term care. She was in a private nursing facility. She was paying for a room, which is like $9,000 a month. And every single month she was calling in to withdraw that money from her bank, from her investment account that she had with the advisor team that I was working with. And I remember having a conversation with her on the phone, and she was like, I worked hard all my life to save this money, and I never thought that I would be, having my money being drained to pay for nursing home care. I would have rather have left it to other ones and created a legacy. So I even tell women who have money, if you get sick in your older age and need long-term care, you will quickly drain any savings. That's something we want to, that's a whole conversation in itself, is long-term care. But again, it's so important for women to understand these things and talk about these things. We have a lot of women talking about in the chat, taking care of parents, and one of them said being a caretaker all their life. We're the ones to do that. We are the ones to step up into those roles. And like Marianne said, I commend every woman who takes on those roles, because they're hard, they're draining, they're thankless. You're not paid typically to even do that. Those are hard positions to take, to be in. And as women, that's typically us. So this is an interesting statistic when I was going through this presentation. When women actually save money, we're actually better savers than men. we're actually really good with money, with making sure we set it aside, with being frugal and being disciplined and saving. But we tend to invest less. We actually tend to invest up to 40% less than men. And again, that's where we have a bigger opportunity, is because even though women are saving, their money probably isn't growing. They actually might not be keeping up with inflation and in taxes. And that's where we're actually losing money. Even though you think you're saving, if you're not earning interest to keep up with inflation and taxes, you're actually losing money. So all this to say is that as women, we need to keep having conversations about money. And I commend everyone for even jumping on this webinar tonight, because you probably realize that for yourself. I'm not having enough conversations about money. I'm probably not doing enough that I need to do. We need to start asking ourselves questions. Where will our income come from? How will we take care of our families? The number one question I always think of that keeps me up at night is, if something happened to me, how will my 3 children continue to live the lifestyle that they live? That's a real scary reality for me, and I'm hoping that I put in enough plans in place to help that. But we need to be honest and ask ourselves these questions. And it really starts with becoming financially educated. Women, we need to learn how money works. Oftentimes, especially if we have partners or significant others, we often leave it to them to work with the financial advisors, to, sit down and handle things. And really, statistically, if you think about it, in a home, a woman is probably really what I call the CFO. You're the chief financial officer of your family. We're typically the ones making the budget. We're the ones paying the bills. We're also contributing income to the household. So you really do have significance when it comes to the finances. And we need to learn how money works. I have the book on the screen, How Money Works. Stop Being a Sucker. I implore you. We always talk about this book in all of our workshops, and I'm going to talk about it a lot more tonight. If you have, Michael said, buying groceries and cooking them. Yeah, we do a lot. I always tell my married clients, if your wife was not here, you'll need to hire a babysitter, a housekeeper, a chef, because those are all the roles women fulfill. But in all seriousness, our first offer to you all is that if you do not have a copy of this book, How Money Works, Stop Being a Sucker, please ask for a copy from the person who invited you. In my 16 years of experience and working in this financial services industry, this is the easiest and most practical book about personal finances that I have ever read, ever seen. And if someone, one of our guests, if you actually have the book, go ahead and unmute yourself and share a little bit about the book. If you actually had a chance to read it, and if you actually found something useful from it, go ahead and unmute yourself and tell us about your thoughts about the book. I'll give you guys a moment. If anyone wants to, don't be scared if you want to unmute yourself and do that.
Mary Ann was gracious enough to give me the book, and I'm a voracious reader. And I read it the night that she gave it to me. And I've been an investor since I was 21. And I found a lot of information in here valuable. I don't know if you can see, but I have little arrow stickies on different parts of the book where I found the information quite valuable. So thank you, Mary Ann, for turning me on to it.
Thank you so much for sharing, Goldie. Yeah, and I thank you for flipping through the book. I don't know if you guys saw it. It's a lot of pictures. It's a lot of big letters rather. It's a book. It's a little over 100 pages. Super practical, very informational to learn a lot from. So again, if you don't have a copy of this book, ask for a copy from the person who invited you, or like if you saw it on my social media or anywhere, and we'll be happy to get a complimentary copy to you. This book is normally sold on Amazon for, I believe, $16.99 a book. We want to give it to you for free, as long as you're going to read it and use it. I don't want it to be a coaster on your table, okay? But thank you so much, Goldie. And, like she said, she had some investment knowledge already, and it still helped her. She learned a lot more. So just moving on, in the book, we teach, in a lot of our classes in our financial center, which is in Oak Brook Terrace in Illinois, it's in the western suburbs of Chicago, we teach basic financial concepts like the power of compound interest. Albert Einstein said, "He who knows it earns it. or he who earns it, he who uses it earns it, he who doesn't pays it. It's an amazing concept that really talks about how you can make your money grow, exponentially for you. We also talk about the time value of money. This is just talking about saving money consistently over time. Just putting away a little bit of money. I always tell folks, it doesn't matter how much money you have. A lot of people have that in their mind that, oh, I need to have all this money to save and invest. That's not the case. You can have $5 a month or $500 a month. The concepts apply to you. They apply the same. And my favorite concept was the rule of 72, which is a quick mathematical shortcut that if you want to determine how long it would take your money to double, if you're saving it or any particular place, you divide the interest rate that you're earning into the number 72, and then that will tell you how many years that it will take your money to double. Also, works with your debt. If you want to figure out, if I don't pay off this debt, we all pay interest on the debt that we owe. Take the interest rate that you're paying on your debt, divide it into 72, and that's how long it'll take for you to figure out, oh, if I don't pay this off, this is how quickly my debt will double. So that was one of my favorite concepts. My background is in accounting. My undergraduate degree is in accounting. Even I just finished my MBA last year, and I didn't learn about the rule of 72 in any of my business or finance classes. So it's amazing how this book teaches these wealthy concepts. Again, it doesn't matter how much money you have or how little you think you have, you can apply these concepts. We also encourage folks, as you're on your financial journey and working to accomplish a lot of goals for yourself, take the time to take professional guidance from a financial professional. I harp on this in pretty much every single presentation that I host. We need to work with financial professionals. And maybe you want to work with a woman professional. That's what we're talking about tonight. I'm going to share a little bit more about that in a few slides. You really want someone to sit down with you and look at your situation. I know we're all graduates of Google University, YouTube University. There's a lot of expert, non-experts out there. But financial professionals, we're licensed. We work in a very regulated industry. And our job is to work in your best interest to find the best financial products and solutions for you. And why is that important? Because, again, when we look at women in particular, we typically don't engage with the professionals. We leave it up to our spouses, especially married women. 54% of married women defer their spouse to make their financial planning decisions. And then if you don't have a spouse, because, some of us aren't even married here, 61% of women feel that that financial advisors don't even understand them. Like, how can, certain type of advisors understand a woman's needs? 70% of women leave their financial advisor upon the death of their spouse. So if you're a husband or wife, maybe the husband engaged with the financial advisor because that woman is typically not involved in the process. If she loses her spouse, she typically will take her assets somewhere else because she typically is not making the relationship with that financial professional. And we feel that it's super important for women to have financial professionals to work with who understand them and who can engage them in a long-term financial planning relationship. And that's because we're all different. Women are all different. We all have different goals. We all have different backgrounds. And we all have different financial situations. So you need someone to sit down with you and really have a personalized conversation with you. At our company, we look to have women financial professionals available for our women clients. And vice versa. If you decide to work with us and become a female financial professional with our company, we want to help you attract female and women clients. Because again, it's a unique relationship that we have with folks because we have unique financial situations. So I really want to share more about our company. Our company is Wealthwave, the How Money Works company. And I want to just kind of share a little bit about why I started working with this company. So as I mentioned, I've been working in this industry for 16 years. I know I don't look like it. I know I have a younger looking face. Thank you. I try to drink my water. But I was recruited straight out of college. And I worked for about 3 or 4 other really big name, very well known investment and financial companies. And I always had a challenge working with them for 2 reasons. One, because there weren't a lot of people who looked like me. They weren't women. They weren't even minorities. that was a challenge, because I was working with, the industry, to be honest, is just dominated by middle-aged white men. Not to say that's a bad thing, but is that opportunity for women? Yes, there's great opportunity. But the second thing that I noticed is, again, there weren't a lot of women out there. There wasn't a lot of marketing targeted to specifically help women with their finances. I planted my flag here at Wealthwave over 8 years ago. Not going anywhere. People try to recruit me all the time. I'm like, no, because when I saw what this company offers, some of the things that I'm going to share with you in the next couple of slides, I was like, oh my God, finally a place where I can call home, a place where I can use their platform and their resources to really help my communities. As you're thinking about this, think of the people that you can help. A lot of women, we have that caregiver spirit. We want to help others. So as I talk about some of these things on the next couple slides, I really want you to think about, could this be some place that you could plant your flag at as well? So let's just kind of look at the bigger picture. We know that financial illiteracy is the #1 economic crisis in the world. This is according to the Aegon Retirement Readiness Survey. Over 5 billion people around the world do not know how money works, which means that's a huge opportunity for us to do the work that we do. When we specifically talk about our mission is to stamp out financial illiteracy everywhere so families can dream again. And that's why we're glad that you took the time to join this webinar, because that's where you can come in and really see if this is, again, a crusade that you can help us with. When I worked at those other big companies, it's so crazy. They literally told me, Shantae, unless somebody has $250,000 or more or assets to invest, or they are what we call accredited investors, don't talk to them. And I was like, wait a minute. I don't know people with money like that. I'm this brown-skinned girl that grew up from the south side of Chicago. Like, I don't know people like that with money. I didn't have that rich uncle who could help me, none of that. So it was hard, because that's who the industry typically helps. They want to help the top 1% of people who actually have money. But what about the other 99% of the population, the families who actually need help? That's what our company is built for. We're built to help the average, hardworking family. And how do we do that? We really look at 4 different problems that, many Americans are facing. We know that right now, it might not seem like it, but we're actually in the largest wealth transfer in history. We have so many baby boomers who are, retiring, they're leaving a legacy, and that money is changing hands between generations, which I'll talk about in a few slides. We also know that a lot of people need this information. People just do not know how money works. We've been dealing with not just the regular global pandemic, but the global pandemic of financial illiteracy. And then obviously COVID-19, people are unemployed still. They're unsure about their jobs. There's a lot of uncertainty. So that creates a lot of opportunity for us to come and do the work that we do. And so for us, when we look at the full picture, the reality is we got a lot of work to do. People need help about learning basic financial concepts, some of the things that I just shared. They know how to earn money and spend money, but people don't know really how to save money, how to put their money to work for them. And they really don't even know how to grow enough money for a retirement income or a legacy for their children. These are things that we're helping folks with every single day all across this country, because we know people need help. And again, when I was talking about generations, no generation is saving enough. No generation. There's a huge need, obviously a big, massive opportunity. 72% of millennials, there's 72 million millennials. They're buying houses, they're creating these families, and they don't even know how to apply for life insurance. We have our Generation Xers. I call it the sandwich generation. They're stuck in the middle. They're older adults. They're adults who have like adult children, but they also have parents that they're taking care of. So they're stuck in the middle, helping everybody out. The Gen Xers, 65 million Gen Xers have little to no retirement savings. And they're not taking advantage of their retirement accounts at the workplace. How is this generation going to retire? Then we have the baby boomers, 71 million baby boomers. Again, I talked about that wealth transfer. They're transferring, changing hands of $68 trillion over the next 25 years. And they need to know how to do that. They need to understand taxes. They need to know how to, create that legacy for other generations. So in our work that we do as financial professionals, this is the opportunity that we have to take advantage of helping people. And how do we do that? We do that by offering a world-class education system. So yes, I just talked about everybody get a copy of the book, but this is literally how we help everybody. We offer this book to folks who are interested and serious about their money. We're not selling anything. Even though we're a financial services marketing company and, we help people with solutions, I don't feel like a salesman, because if I have to convince you to be, serious about your money, then you're not the person for me to help. There's way more people who need our help. And one thing about this book is that this book is actually a big deal. This isn't like a little book that Shantae wrote or Marianne wrote. This book is a major book by two authors, Tom Matthews, who's been in the financial services industry for over 30 years, super successful financial professional, has a massive team of leaders that he's created to help teach about how money works. And then Steve Siebold is also the co-author of this book. He actually is a best-selling author as well. He's wrote articles about rich people and how they think. Two authors and their masterminds came together and put this book together. And this book has been featured all over the place. They have had over 200 media interviews or articles. You see some of the big names on the screen here: NBC, CNBC, Fox, ABC, CBS. These are big, media outlets. So this book isn't just some little dollar store book. This is a for real book. People are seeing it. I believe they said there's been over 72 million impressions of folks having had some type of exposure to this particular book. So people are seeing it. So if you actually, if you became an associate working with our company, you're going to have a tool in your hand that is so powerful, that's already gaining so much attention. It has the attention. This is literally all I use to talk to people and have them become clients, because they trust me with this trusted resource. And then in turn, they trust me to help them with their financial goals. So if you're literally saying, well, Shantae, how do I get clients? This is it. Share about the book. Share about the How Money Works campaign. I'll talk about some of the other resources we have. And a big part of that process is we actually give folks a financial plan. We call it the 7 money milestones. It's literally 7 steps that we help all of our clients address. That's becoming financially educated and getting that book and work with professionals, that first step. Proper protection. This is having proper insurance in place, to protect against the loss of an income. How many people did we see over the past 2 years see an unexpected death in their family because of COVID? And how many of those folks experienced some type of financial devastation because of that? We've seen that a lot. An emergency fund. Any financial professional will tell you we need to save 3 to 6 months of income. But we saw that. What happened when the pandemic started and people weren't able to work. They were already working paycheck to paycheck, and they didn't have this emergency fund established. And we saw the financial devastation that people had because they just didn't have the knowledge on how to save the money. Nobody actually sat down with them and told them how. We talk about debt management. That's the big bright pink elephant in the room that a lot of people don't want to talk about. We are buried under unsurmountable amounts of debt, and nobody's telling us how to get out of it. I just talked about the rule of 72 a few minutes ago that talks about how quickly your debt can double if you don't do anything about it. We help you put a plan in place to pay down your debt. Cash flow. This is why everybody's on here tonight, because I hope this opportunity helps you see that maybe this is a way that you can talk about something that you could see as a way that you can earn additional cash flow. Because honestly, when I meet with a lot of clients, they're not really making bad decisions. Like, some people are overspenders. Yes, some people just, don't make good decisions. But most people, they don't really make bad decisions. They're trying their best. The opportunity that they have is just actually needing to bring in more income. And they're like, Shantae, should I work a part-time job? How much income would that actually bring? This income, this opportunity and the income that you can make from the work that we do could really help fulfill that need, that additional income need that you might have. we help folks with building wealth, so some of our professionals, they go on to get investment licenses and securities licenses so they can help folks with investment accounts and, their retirement accounts. I know that I hold all those licenses. I have a lot of conversations with just especially helping women navigate the stock market and educating them about it, because it is very scary. So we help folks to understand the risk, inflation, and how to build portfolios and determine, what type of risky, if they're a risky investor or not. And then lastly, we talk to folks about protecting their wealth, which is creating, doing some estate planning, having a will, having a trust, power of attorney documents. It really makes no sense to do anything else and make all these really good decisions with your finances and not protect your wealth. Make sure that it transfers on to the right people. How do we, avoid taxes in that transfer? Like I talked about the baby boomers, they're changing so much money hand over hand. So these are the 7 things that we help folks with, and we have a lot of other resources, but this is really it. So if you choose to, come on board and work with us, this is literally what you'll be helping people do. You'll be helping them get educated, but then not only educated, you will also have the opportunity to offer them the financial products and solutions that they'll need to improve their finances, because knowledge is one thing. We talk about it all the time. You always hear the word knowledge is power. But we believe applied knowledge is power. Don't just get the book and read it and do nothing, because your financial situation won't change. Apply the 7 money milestones, and I promise you will establish a financial foundation that nothing can break through. So what support do we offer to help you do this, to help you, get clients and walk through these different processes? First of all, you get a lot of support. I'll be honest. I used to, like I said, I used to work on the corporate level. So I was like the back office person. I had all my licenses just because I needed them to do the work that I did in my corporate role at these big investment companies. But I never saw myself as the actual advisor, the one in the front doing the presentation, doing what I'm doing now. I never saw myself as this. But when I saw this platform and all the tools and the resources and the support that we have, I was like, okay, I could do this. I think I can. I think that I could use some of this stuff. And it really, having this platform just really gave me the confidence to say I could do this on my own. I wasn't scared anymore. It's very easy to just be processing paperwork or something like that. But this platform, I was like, we have a lot of support. First of all, you have tons of leadership. I mentioned our office is in Oak Brook Financial, Oak Brook Center, the Oak Brook Financial Center in Oak Brook Terrace. We have quite a few ladies in the office right now. Marianne's over there waving. Some of the ladies back there, they have some food and some refreshments. We have an amazing team. One thing I really like about our team is that we're very diverse. Not only diverse in, male versus females, but also in backgrounds. I'm Native American, Indian, African American. Marianne is Filipino. Susan back there is Filipino. We have people from all different backgrounds, not just even race, but professions. We have teachers, people who are engineers, doctors. We have an amazing team to help anybody. It doesn't matter your background, to learn and be, become a part of this. You also have great marketing. Now, for me, this is important. I think that we live on social media, right? And we really want to understand, you really want to have a good marketing platform. And for those of you who are on my email list, that's one of my marketing tools, having the ability to reach hundreds of people at one time and share about, all my websites and share about these events. I mean, all this stuff that I'm sharing with you, I didn't create it. It was created by the company, which I think is super important. It's all done for you. It gives you instant credibility. You can instantly brand yourself as a financial professional right away, which I think is super important, because people might not know you as a financial professional. Maybe they know you as working for the state or working for a major auto company or whatever your background is. But we give you the tools so that you can instantly have a professional and digital representation in this industry. And that comes down to the technology. We have an amazing digital platform. One thing I love about my business is completely 100% digital. I can do this anywhere. When I go on vacations with my family, all I need is a Wi-Fi connection in my laptop. And I can meet with clients. I can do presentations. It doesn't stop my money from coming in. I can do this anywhere. And I think that's a key factor when you're thinking about having a business of your own. What technology do you have? You know, because of the technology sources, and Wealthwave in particular actually had all of this technology built out before the pandemic, which was really nice. So we didn't miss a beat. And to be honest, in the last 2 years, because of the technology and still being able to do my business 100% digitally, I made more money in the last 2 years than I made in any other years before the pandemic. A lot of people, contrast that to a lot of people who had totally different financial stories. And I'm so grateful that I had this platform to continue, maintaining my financial lifestyle. Then we have administration. We have an amazing back office who handles, getting you properly paid and helping you get licensed and helping you expand your business. So like for me, I'm in the license in over 10 states in the country. I'm not just doing business in Illinois or Indiana. I have clients all over the country, which is amazing. That's why I said, everybody check in. Where are you from? What city and state are you joining from? Because you can do this business anywhere. You're not limited to a territory. You're not, only can talk to certain people. You can do business wherever you want and from wherever you want, which is really nice. And we have an amazing back office to support that, to help you grow your business in that way. Then we have a lot of sales support. As I mentioned, yes, we educate folks, but we do take them through a sales process. We educate them that 7 money milestones is a sales process. And the process itself is just, looking at what are their goals. We give you a system. You don't have to figure it out on your own, which is really amazing, so that you can work with folks and give them, help them determine what products they need. So again, I don't feel like a salesperson because I'm educating people. I'm not, trying to knock on their door and say, do business with me, do business with me. People come to me all the time just because I continue to provide educational resources. Yeah, Marianne says she helped family in California, Ohio, Arizona, Florida, and she's based in Illinois. It's amazing the people that we can reach with our platform. And then lastly, the products. I think this is huge because when you're really looking at any, business, especially in the financial services industry, you want to make sure that you can help any and everybody. You want to make sure that you can offer unbiased advice, that you're not trying to plug them, a square into a whole circle, and it won't fit, and you're trying to force it. We work with over 100 financial and insurance companies. And these on our screen here are just some of the big names that we work with, that we do business with. Nationwide, Nationwide is on your side. Everybody knows that jingle. That's one of our preferred providers that we work with. Transamerica Life Insurance, Pacific Life. These are just, again, 6 providers that we offer thousands of solutions for. So what I really like is that we're not limited. We're truly not limited in the services that we can help folks with. We go out there, we sit down with our clients, we see what their needs are, and we shop around for them. We look for the best cost product for them. We look for the best solution. So I'm always confident when I make recommendations to anyone, I'm giving you the best of the best because we work with so many amazing companies. And again, I just wanted to share about our digital marketing system because, 90% of my business is done on my cell phone. It's done on my laptop because we have an amazing digital marketing platform where you can, oh, hey, Georgina. She says she's joining in from Bolingbrook. Yeah, you can reach out to your families from all over the country and other states. You're not limited at all. So huge opportunity. So with our digital marketing platform, you get access to websites, to presentations. You're able to, you get professional websites, like I mentioned. You get email accounts. You want to do business from not just your Gmail or Hotmail account, but you get professional email accounts that you have access to. So we get videos, clips, like, you can literally text everybody your phone and we have so many tools and marketing resources. Social media is huge. We have amazing social media presence. Our company Wealthwave, we actually just had an article that came out that said we have in the world of financial in the financial industry, our company is number 9 with social media presence because our company is constantly online talking about how money works, talking about Wealthwave, talking about the opportunity. So our name is out there. Again, this isn't no name company. We are a big company with amazing resources. So when you really think about what success that you can have here, it's really how do you leverage the tools that we have to help people, to really solve these problems. We know that people need help with their finances, and your success, how little you do or how much you do, is unlimited. It really is. It's truly unlimited. In determining how much money you can make. We're not saying that you have to do this 24-hour days, 7 days a week. If I showed you my schedule, you'll be like, wow, Shantae, that's when you work? Because guess what? I'm picking up my children from school. I'm taking them to school. So I have a window, and then when my kids are home, I don't do anything because I truly believe in family time. Like, I could probably meet with clients on weekends and nights, but I don't. And I choose that because that's the schedule that I want to be able to run this business, because that's to me is what's successful, that I'm able to 100% take care of my family in every way possible and still earn great income from a business in my time. To me, that's my definition of success. What is your definition of success? And when we really look at our industry, because again, some folks will say, well, should I get a part-time job? Or, maybe I'll work in retail, or there's a lot of people getting to the real estate industry right now. I think they said there's more real estate agents than actual homes that can be sold. I don't think a lot of people realize how big the financial industry is. We're actually more than double the real estate and retail industry combined. And I don't think, again, people realize that. And so when you look at opportunity, you want to be in the industry where the opportunity is, where the money is. We always say follow the money. The money is in this industry, and there's plenty to be made. There's plenty of opportunity to take advantage of it. And our platform offers that for you. So, again, whether you choose to work with us or not, maybe you've been thinking about entrepreneurship in some way. We have an amazing employee to entrepreneurship program that we have. But I just want to have you think about three things, as you're thinking about, could I be in business for myself in any capacity? You really want to have a business that's recession-proof, personality-proof, and pandemic-proof. So when we're talking about recession-proof, we've seen, so many companies close, go out of business. Industries just collapse because of the COVID, because of the pandemic. Our industry, especially the insurance industry, it is actually one of the few industries that have had experienced any type of downturns in the past 20 years. I mean, and think what type of economic scenarios have we dealt with? We dealt with 2001 or 2000 with the dot-com bubble, 2005, 2008, the real estate, burst, or 2005 that happened. 2008 was the financial crisis. We've dealt with a lot of market and economic downturns, but our industry continues to remain strong. It continues to grow. So that's why I choose to work in this industry, because again, COVID didn't affect my business at all. COVID helped my business, and I don't think too many other industries can say the same. But also, what about being personality proof? I always think of this too, because I always think, I want to have a business where it's just not 100% dependent on me, because at some point Shantae wants to take a break. I want to, have time with my family. I want to be able to choose when I can take time and do what I want to do and enjoy my family. And having a business that's personality proof means that you can still earn income whether you do the business directly yourself or not. What other opportunities give you that chance to do that? Here we can, because you can, leverage by building out a team. You could really, and when you build out a team here, you make money off of your other teammates, whether you're involved in that or not. And that's huge. We're very much like the real estate industry. So how in real estate, they have real estate brokers. And then in their offices, they have agents, real estate agents. The broker is the one who's making money off of every real estate agent. That's exactly how we work. We are very much aligned with that real estate model and how you can leverage other people. You could definitely do this all on your own, for sure. You don't have to build a team. You don't have to have anyone join you in business. We have many people who make multiple six figures just working with clients when they choose to and how they want to. It's your choice on how you choose to be successful with it. But again, being pandemic proof, can your business operate fully no matter where you are in the world? Do you have that technology that I talked about? Are you considered essential? The financial services industry is essential. People deal with money every day. It's an essential industry, and it's an in-demand need. I think financial literacy is such a hot topic right now in the last couple of years. People are wanting to become financially literate. They're wanting to get information. Why not you be the person that they go to for that information to get those resources? So as I'm going to take a few minutes and then I'll start closing, is just to really talk about income. I love this cash flow quadrant. It really just identifies where you can earn income from. The top left is the employee. You're working a job. You're trading to your time for your income. Most folks, stay in that quadrant. And not to say that's a bad thing. We just want to identify it. You could also be self-employed, which is in the bottom left quadrant, where you basically create a job for yourself. So you're not working for anyone, but the business that you create is like a job and you have to keep working it. So even a lot of people, they're working for themselves. It's still draining. It's still tiring. They might be making decent money, but it's very, it's still a lot of labor involved in that. They might not be working for anyone else, but they just created a job for themselves. Then you have the top right corner, which is where I think everyone wants to be. Where you want to be a business owner, where you have people work for you. Again, talking about that personality proof, where whether you're there or not, you still make money. And I think that's the greatest opportunity for leveraging other people and your time to still make money, because then you can become an investor. Because when you have all that extra money that's coming in, now you can invest that money. You could work with one of us. We're all licensed financial professionals. We can help you grow your money. That's where you create that passive income for yourself, because now you're putting your money in a position where it's working for you and it's growing for you, independent of any efforts. You just have the right financial products and tools in place for that. And so this cash flow quadrant actually comes from the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which is by Robert Kiyosaki and a co-author, Sharon Lechter. Like, we always hear about Robert Kiyosaki writing this book, but we don't hear about Sharon Lechter, which I find pretty interesting. This is the cover of that book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, where that cash flow quadrant comes out of. Again, written by Robert Kiyosaki, but we rarely talk about Sharon Lechter. She's a CPA, a very accomplished woman in the financial services industry. This is who she is. People don't talk about her writing this book. It was a woman who helped him. She actually gave him the financial knowledge to write the book. A lot of people don't know that. But I want to share something with you. This is something that's brand new with our company. Like, hey, don't you guys love that blue dress? This was not intentional, but I love the color blue. We have a book coming out called How Money Works for Women. This is super exciting. I can't wait. That won't be what the cover looks like. But we are, again, our company is ahead of times. We know that women need this information. We have this book coming out specifically designed to help women. The characters will be different. In the How Money Works books, I think there's 4 women characters already. We're actually adding 6 characters who will be in the How Money Works book for women, to where they'll be talking about, one of the characters will have taking care of aging parents. Another one will be talking about, working with a disabled child. Another one is a millennial. We have students. There will be so many different characters with unique backgrounds. But look, guess who's helping us write that book? Sharon Lechter. She's helping us write this book, which is amazing. You would wonder why is she choosing? Ask yourself this question. Why is this woman, who is such an in-demand, accomplished, successful woman in the financial services industry, why is she choosing to work with us? Why? Because we're the best at what we do. And she knows that we have the most amazing platform for women to help, to where she was like, you know what? Yeah, I'll co-write and help you guys write this book. So I'm super excited for this book to come out. We're told that it's still in production. They're probably looking at the end of the summer, early fall, where this book will be available. So I can't wait to get this in everyone's hands. And imagine this just being another tool that you can use as a female professional to talk to folks about money. Just a book. I'm so excited about that. Thank you for your compliments. Susan's like, I look great in blue. I love it. It's one of my favorite colors. But ultimately, as I close, I just want you to think about a few things. What can you say no to? Can we say no to a boss? Can we put ourselves in a position to say no more layoffs? No more required work hours. No more, we have to be in the office or vacation. I hated having to call my corporate job and say, my child is sick, I can't come home. I don't have to do that anymore. I can take time off. If I want to go on my kids' field trips, I can choose to do that. No limit on your income. We have such an amazing opportunity here. I just kind of wanted to share 3 ways that you can get involved with us. You might say, what, Shantae, I like the opportunity. Maybe it's not for me, or I don't feel like I could do that. That's totally fine. Again, we're just here to share the information. It's not for everybody, but you probably need to be a client if you're not already. Sit down with the person who invited you and really have them look at your finances and see how we can help you with all these solutions that we talked about. But I would encourage you this. Just say, you know what? Maybe I can do this on the side. We're not telling you to quit your jobs here. We're really not. We're telling you to say, hey, this is an opportunity. Try it. What are you going to lose? You're going to get nothing at minimum but a financial education, if anything. You'll get access to amazing tools, if anything. Like, you really don't have anything to lose. Try it on the side. A lot of us did this on the side, moonlighted it, part-time in our spare time to really see, if there was something that they could really incorporate into their lives. Again, we live in the gig economy right now. People are working part-time. Take your time and work with us. Try it out. Try it. You might get to a position, like for myself, I do this full time. I started part-time. I was like, okay, because remember, I was scared. I was like, I don't know if I can do that. I started part-time. I eventually made more money part-time than in my full-time job. And then that's when I was able to fire my boss. So I'm so grateful to have this platform to do this for others, to where this is what I do full-time. For you, it could be in any one of these. We're happy to engage with you to see how we can help you, whether it's a client, joining us part-time, and then eventually going full-time. We don't want you going full-time until you're ready and that, you have everything down, and we have an amazing training platform for that. So again, we invite you, join the ranks of us women financial educators here and all the professionals at our company. We need more women. We're not enough. We need a bigger army of women to help us and to get involved. And for those of you who are interested in getting started, we want to be very clear about what does it take to get started. So first of all, you would become an independent contractor with our company. You would apply for you would do an online application. It goes to our back office company. It's a one-time $100 fee. They do your background check. They make sure that you don't have any felonies or frauds or schemes, hurting people and doing fraudulent things with money. So the background check is pretty quickly. We'll get the results back right away. And the company says, yeah, they're good to go. Get them going. You also, because we work in a very heavily regulated industry, you do have to get some licenses. We want to have you get started with insurance and health insurance licenses, life and health insurance licenses. And that process is completely dependent upon your resident state. Every state has their own process. They have their own fees. They have their own costs for how they do that. We help you to study for your licenses. We help you to get involved. You should be licensed in 2 weeks. It's a very, very easy process. Again, the state of Illinois is different from how the state of Florida does it to every other state. So that fee that I put varies because it depends on the state. And then once you get your license, you can then apply to become a life license agent with the company. That application is a one-time $25 fee. And then we get you a setup with all the background, the marketing. Remember I said we give you access to a platform. So there is a platform fee that establishes itself after you're joined with the company. After 90 days, you start paying a monthly $15 technology fee. Now I like this because the technology that you get is insane. Like I said, a lot. You get websites, you get tools, products, all type of things. $15 a month. I pay $15 just for my, HBO Max subscription. Like, come on now. These things are, it's minuscule compared to the things that we pay for on a regular basis. And this helps you run a business. Then you have liability insurance, which is our errors and omissions. That's $130 quarterly, with your insurance licenses, because again, we want you to do good work, but sometimes people can try to come back and you want to be protected. Any business you have to have protection and insurance. So that's a fee. And then lastly, our Wealthwave Marketing platform, that's a separate fee. So a lot of these things I talked about are available through the platform. That's only a $39 a month fee. But you get an email address, you get websites, you get the financial education presentations. There's so much stuff that you get. Again, it's like a ready-made business in a box for you. That part itself is completely optional, but it's highly, highly recommended because they have such an amazing marketing platform. So you're literally looking at $100 a month to run a business. Like, what type of cost is that? Where else can you run a business, make thousands of dollars a month, and only really pay $100 a month just to maintain, again, the technology and some of that stuff? It's so amazing, the opportunity that we have. But we did want to share that with you. So get back to the person who invited you. They really thought of you for this opportunity. Thank them. Thank them for that opportunity. I thank God every day that somebody had the guts to talk to me. That somebody said, Shantae, check out this company. I think you might like it. Because at that point, I had already been in the industry. And I would not lie. I came to a meeting just like this. It wasn't just for women, though. It was a group, a bigger meeting. And I was sat in the front row with my arms folded the whole time. And I was listening to the presenter. And then over time, my arms unfolded. I was like, wow, this is great. I came in I had a little ego. Like, what are they going to tell me that I don't already know? Oh, I learned a lot. I was like, whoa, this opportunity is for me. And I thank God every day that person had the guts to talk to me, because I don't know where I would be if I didn't have this opportunity to do the things that I do to help my family. So I want you to get back to the person who invited you. Share your thoughts. Ask your questions to them. You know what? We try to be as transparent as possible, give as much information as possible. If you have any other questions, please ask that person. And also, don't forget to get a copy of that free How Money Works book so that you can have this tool, this resource. If at minimum, just see what it is. See what we have to offer. It's an amazing tool. So again, I thank everyone for joining us tonight. I really appreciate you.